Did you know that ang massive chin, tang coffin, the largest ever found, was unearthed in Hubei, with Muimot's small jade animals hidden in the owner's mouth? Upon opening the chamber, another Muimot coffins were discovered, containing young women buried as sacrifices alongside Mutpainam Kongkong exquisite bronze artifacts. This collection included An Chin Tam, pound chime set, part of An Mokam Hemoilam, piece underground orchestra found by soldiers in February Mot Nin Chin Tam by Moetam. While clearing rocks for barracks in Lake Gurun, they noticed unusual soil, leading archaeologists to uncover this hair from Hemoi square meter tomb, stretching Muimot meters long and Muiso Chamna meters wide. This site dates back over Heba Kongkong years to the Warring States period. Experts launched a rescue excavation, digging Moiba meters down through layers of protective clay and a massive sao, Moi 5 kilograms of charcoal. This sealing method is remarkably similar to the Wang Dui tomb, which famously preserved Lady Dai's body for over 2 millennia. Everyone wondered if this tomb would yield a discovery as remarkably well preserved as that of Lady Dai. Once the charcoal was cleared, the vertical burial chamber was revealed, uniquely constructed from Mat Trampe Mat giant square timbers without any ramps. Beneath the cover plates lay murky water, but remarkably, Muimot's small coffins were seen floating on the surface of the flooded chamber. The team was stunned by the scale of the burial, and they immediately began the delicate process of draining the water to see what lay beneath. They eventually recovered a lacquer box shaped like a mandarin duck with an hollow belly, likely used for holding a woman's cosmetics. The box was decorated with eerie patterns of hybrid creatures, appearing like monsters performing on ritual chime bells. The tomb was divided into 4 rooms, with the Muimot smaller coffins distributed between the western and eastern chambers. Examination of the remains revealed they were all young women, aged between Mo'oiba and Mo'oilam, believed to be the tomb owner's companions. Interestingly, the skeletal remains of these Muimot women were largely intact, showing no signs of violent trauma or struggle. This suggests they were forced to end their lives through less visible means, perhaps to ensure a peaceful appearance in death. As they continued, experts noticed the tomb's rare, asymmetrical polygonal shape, which breaks away from traditional Chinese architectural symmetry. This unique multi-chamber design follows the ancient Chinese principle of treating death exactly as one treated life. The layout was meant to mimic the actual palace and living quarters the occupant enjoyed while he was still alive. The main coffin sat in the eastern chamber, and its sheer size was overwhelming, measuring over 5 meters long and high meters high. The double-layered coffin was so heavy that even heavy-duty lifting equipment struggled to move it an inch during the extraction process. Even after increasing the lifting capacity to Muibe tons, the massive structure remained firmly in place within the tomb. With no other choice, they opened it on sight and found the combined weights of the inner and outer coffins reached a staggering tons. This record-breaking coffin featured a bronze frame inlaid with wood, and curiously, a small door was built into one side of the outer layer. Perhaps this was designed to let the owner's spirit wander freely, accompanied by Moiba bronze rings and Moi beast shaped supports at the base. These fixtures helped lower the massive weight into the tomb, yet it remains a mystery how ancient workers managed such a feat. The inner coffin was even more exquisite, finished in red lacquer and painted with Moi Hai Gain doors, surrounded by protective mythical guardians. Nearby stood a bronze crane with deer antlers, symbolized luck and longevity, meant to carry the soul into the afterlife. Inside, they found the remains of a man with Muimot's small jade animals in his mouth, though most of his body had decomposed. The man was roughly 1 years old and 1 meters tall, and experts have since reconstructed his face to show a surprisingly common appearance. After draining the other chambers, archaeologists were stunned to find a breathtaking sight in the central room of the tomb. Sao Moilam bronze chime bells hung perfectly on their original wooden racks, looking as if they had just been placed there yesterday. This incredible preservation is a miracle of archaeology. With the Mo'oi, Meter, long set standing firm after Hubei, Kongkong years. The bells are arranged in 3 tiers: Moi Chin top bells, Ba Moiba middle bells, and Moi Hen massive lower bells, plus 1 additional large bell. The set included elaborate bronze warrior supports and original wooden mallets, all designed to be disassembled and transported if needed. The bells range from just 1 kilograms to over 1 kilograms, with the entire set weighing more than 1 Hong Kong kilograms in total. Over Buffet Bay Hong Kong inscriptions on the bells serve as a musical textbook, revealing the name of the tomb's owner, Marquis Yi of Zeng. As an ruler of the Zeng state, Yi owned these bells, and remarkably, they can still produce a full range of clear, beautiful notes today. The musical range of these bells spans 5.5 octaves, nearly matching the reach of an modern grand piano. With muay high semitones in the middle range, they can perform complex melodies, proving the sophisticated musical knowledge of ancient China. It took 7 years just to create a modern replica of this set, which requires a specific Moiba Pantram tin content for perfect acoustics. Beside the bells, an ancient set of stone chimes was found, together forming the melodic core of this ancient royal orchestra. In total, Motram Hai Moilam instruments like flutes, zithers, and pipes were discovered, making this an complete and functional palace band. This supports the theory that the Haimomot young women buried in the tomb were actually the Marquis' personal court musicians. The northern chamber held a vast armory of weapons, many of which remain incredibly sharp and decorated with gold inlay. Arrowheads from the tomb can still easily slice through paper, and massive bronze spear-like attachments for chariots were also recovered. Records indicate Marquis Yi died in Bontrangomoy BC during Chaotic era, when a strong military was essential for any ruler's survival. The central room also contains sacred ritual bronze vessels, including the 9 tripods and 8 gates used for royal sacrifices. These vessels even contained animal remains, but the use of 9 tripods suggests the Marquis was overstepping his social rank. Only the emperor was permitted 9 tripods. By using them, the Marquis was claiming an status far higher than a mere local lord. This bold display shows the breakdown of traditional social hierarchies during the late spring and autumn period. Bamboo slips found in the tomb listed the funeral guests and their gifts, including horses and chariots from neighboring regions. One specific bell was even a gift from the king of Chu, inscribed as a sacrificial object presented directly to Marquis Yi. This confirms a very close alliance between the states of Zeng and Chu, which was a dominant power in southern China at the time. Their friendship was forged after the Zeng state provided refuge to the king of Chu during a time of great military peril. Among the Muolampai Gonggongkong artifacts were more tons of bronze, including 9 pieces designated as national treasures of the highest order. This included a massive sotram, kilogram wine vessel, and a fascinating bronze icebox designed to keep beverages chilled. Using NH double, wall designed for ice, this ancient refrigerator was paired with intricate drum bases featuring hundreds of tangled dragons. Another masterpiece was the Zun Pan, a combination of an wine vessel and an water tray, featuring incredibly complex metalwork, covered in thousands of tiny, interwoven dragons and serpents. It remains one of the most difficult bronze pieces to replicate even today. Curiously, spring-like bronze coils were also found, though they are soft, and their actual purpose remains in mystery to researchers. Perhaps these were used for comfort or massage, alongside a large collection of beautifully portable lacquer picnic sets. A lacquer chest was also found, depicting a star map with Hemoitan strange characters surrounding a central dipper symbol. This is the earliest known representation of the Hai Muitang lunar mansions, a landmark discovery for the history of Chinese astronomy. Marquis Yi clearly intended to enjoy a luxurious afterlife, surrounded by music, fine food, and even gaidu to look out from his coffin. With chilled wine for summer and warm wine for winter, he prepared every detail for his eternal comfort. He even brought his personal karaoke setup and Haimoimot young women to perform for him forever in the shadows of the tomb. These women, some as young as Moiba, were shorter than the Marquis and spent their short lives serving his extravagant whims. Their skeletal remains tell a silent story of a life cut short to satisfy the ego of a powerful regional ruler. Marquis Yi left the world at Bomu Alam, literally carrying Anjay Zhu in his mouth, destined for an eternity of luxury. Don't forget to like Sakurai to the ODE channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any new videos.